Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca joining us now. Jonas is hanging out somewhere around here.
He's right there.
He's right there.
You can't.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. In my hand.
Yeah.
It's right.
Point, finger points.
There.
Anyway, good dog walking weather though.
Who's a good boy?
Me?
I am.
Oh, you weren't talking to me. Sorry.
It's a good boy. That's good news. It's a dog, in case you're unfamiliar, that sometimes lives on the set with us. You had a question.
Dog walking weather, is it a thing?
Yes. Oh, yeah, great. Not too hot for the old paws in the coming days. Be kind of cool, though, so make sure to have that jacket handy.
Yeah.
It's probably a smart idea. Here's a live look from Domenico's on the wharf tonight. We are seeing some cloud cover out there. We can see the city lights reflecting on the clouds out there. It looks like a light, perhaps some sort of unidentified flying object. Might be a helicopter, hard to say. It's slowly rising behind the banner, so because it's behind the banner, it's nothing to worry about anymore. That's how that works, just in case you wanted to know. We do have some low cloud cover out there, mostly on the south and east sides of the bay. I did mention some high clouds coming through. That makes it hard to see the low clouds sometimes. These high clouds are occurring in response to an area of low pressure developing offshore. So it's creating a little bit of lift. And with that lift, it generates some cloud cover. It doesn't look all that impressive right now, so we just look at our regular infrared satellite picture. Most of the west pretty quiet. Lots of thunderstorms across the high plains. Some incredible looking tornadoes in northeastern Colorado today. A friend of mine was out there chasing some of those tornadoes. Watching some of that video is blowing my mind. But here, the thing's much quieter. Now, I do have a little spin to show you. I'm going to switch over to the water vapor imagery, and you'll be able to see this area of low pressure that I'm talking about, because it's right here, but it's not very apparent. But as we switch over to water vapor, there it is. Now you can actually see that counterclockwise swirl of low pressure. This is an upper level trough developing, and it is going to be pushing into our area tomorrow. And as it advances toward us, again, it's digging to the south now, but it's going to head toward us tomorrow. We will get this deep onshore push, which is going to create quite a bit of cloud cover and maybe even some drizzle for us over the next couple of days. So here's what that looks like, swinging in all the way to lunchtime tomorrow. It's just kind of over us and then moves on in the flow as we head into Friday and Saturday. So it's going to be with us for a short period of time. But as it's overhead tomorrow, we will see some cool temperatures. Our inland high is expected to be around 15 degrees below normal for this time of year. So some very chilly temperatures out there. On the coast, yeah, we're going to be cool as well. Maybe not 15 degrees below normal, but in the order of 5 to 10 degrees, certainly. So it's going to be a chilly Thursday for us. And then we're slowly going to warm up. There will remain troughing on the west coast. So by troughing, I mean, lack of a ridge of high pressure. We see this little dip in the lines here. This is a trough. The little piggy just kind of eats right out of it because that's how it's shaped. And that's going to stick around basically on the west coast for the next week or so, even though there's a big ridge trying to build in, but the troughing is it just continues. And normally we complain about these big ridges of high pressure that keep us hot forever, but the weather pattern has been pretty stuck like this for a while. So, it's hard to make it more interesting for you day after day after day after day. I can tell you though, looks like our temperatures are going to stay cool for this time. You're already at this time next week, if not later. Some models showing the ridge building in by early July and bringing much warmer temperatures for us here on the Central Coast, but I mean, that's a couple weeks out at this point. Futurecasts with the low clouds filling them in around the bay and into the valleys overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Fairly light winds with it, but we could see a little bit of drizzle, mostly on the east shore of the bay overnight tonight into tomorrow. And then during the day tomorrow, we're still going to have that strong onshore flow, clouds coming in more out of the west-southwest tomorrow as opposed to the northwest, which is the way the flow has been over the last couple of days. And then the clouds will kind of thicken back up tomorrow night. So we're going to see mostly cloudy skies around the bay tomorrow. Look at the model, even showing a couple little sprinkly nuggets out there as we head into overnight tomorrow night into Friday morning. That's when I expect the best chance of drizzle. In fact, it may even border on light rain. And again, the difference between drizzle and rain is really the size of the droplets. So, I mean, you could have heavy drizzle and it's making the roads wet and it's still drizzle and it looks like it's raining outside. But once those droplets get big enough and they're you can start hearing them hit the windshield. We're kind of in that light rain territory. We may blur that line as we head into Friday morning. So tomorrow morning, maybe a spritz of drizzle, better chance Thursday night into Friday morning. In fact, Futurecast precipitation showing almost 1/10 of an inch in some cases. So yeah, it's going to be wet, it looks like, on Thursday morning. Temperatures much cooler tomorrow, only 60 in Santa Cruz, only 59 in Capitola. Happy happy June to you. Happy summer solstice to you. The low 60s in the Santa Cruz Mountain Valleys. Bonnie Doon tops out at 56, which is like a normal January high for Bonnie Doon. Over to Watsonville, 62, 64 in Salinas, 59 in Aptos tomorrow. We squeeze into the low 70s in Morgan Hill, but that's about it in the north. Over to the peninsula, a cool day, 62 in Monterey, 59 in Pebble Beach in the Del Monte Forest. And Seaside, it's 61 degrees. And then farther south, away from the coast, we'll see highs mostly in the 60s and a few spots still touching the 70s in the deep south. Let's look at the next 7 days. Here's what we have for you. Temperatures do warm up a bit, even though we're going to have drizzle on Friday morning. The depth of the marine layer and some lift and perhaps some minor instability will help scatter out our clouds. So I expect more sunshine Friday than on Thursday. And that's a trend that will kind of continue into the weekend with partly cloudy skies, perhaps a slow warm up. We will have wind at times. Winds will switch back to the northwest, kind of how they are right now, but the flow is still looking a little more moist. So I do have clouds in the forecast into early next week, but it should be just partly cloudy and not mostly cloudy. As we look at our inland forecast, again, tomorrow highs like 15 degrees below normal, pretty ridiculous. Then we're up closer to normal by Sunday and Monday. No inland rain in the forecast, but if you live near the coast, you might get a couple sprinkles Friday morning. Speaking of sprinkles, back to you guys.